Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Something went wrong. Hang on. I know you get a little bit freaked out by that, don't you?
Okay, throws me right off. Puts me right off me go. Can I just say before you start?
Yes.
That was superb.
Did you like it?
That was absolutely superb. There was a few memories that came flooding back from what I was watching there.
I got very nostalgic. Not the 1940 Football League War Cup, I have to say. That was well before my time. Behave. But I've got to be honest, there was some of it, as I was putting it together, I got really quite nostalgic and teary-eyed about, like the flowers for Bobby Moore, the death of Bobby Moore. I was there the first game after he died, as I've told you on the channel before, the game against Wolves that we won 3-1. It was my first time going to Upton Park on my own. Every time I'd been before, it would be with my dad. That was the first time I went on my own. And yeah, it just seeing things like that, and Di Canio in front of the fans away at Metz, and the last goal at the Bowling, just putting it together. There were certain moments as I was watching it back, I thought, oh wow, do you know what I mean? It's like
it has a lot of that, mate. That you kind of go, wowzers. You know what I mean? It's I'll tell you what I like is one of the things that made me chuckle was when you see Winston Reid jumping up to celebrate.
Yep.
The last goal at Upton Park. I know damn well that about 3 seconds after that picture was taken, Checo Coyote decides to do some sort of Superman dive. And then he goes to jump on someone, and there's no one there, and he lands up flat on his face on the floor at the corner flag. Have you seen that? You must have seen that.
Yeah, I think I have.
I was going to say, it's one of my favourite parts of that celebration. And he just kind of, he's landed on the floor and he's just, ping, he's back on his feet. But no, I mean, the Cotty Machiavelli picture there, that was my first ever shirt. I had that shirt. Stolen out of lost property at school, but I had that shirt. The team lineup, the old Chadwell Heath. I believe it would have been Chadwell Heath, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Avco loans. I had that as a jigsaw puzzle.
Wow.
I used to love completing and stuff.
Memories.
So yeah,
memories.
Yeah, there's some real good times there. Johnny Lyle. You know, I wasn't alive to see Bonzo play. Moro play for us, but to see him being consoled by Bonzo off the pitch after the Fulham brilliant picture. So yeah, no, it was a nice little touch. Is that going to be a regular thing now, or is that just because of the Euro?
I might unveil it for big events, which I have to say, forgive me, but I do consider a UEFA Europa League round of 16 first leg in Seville against the team that is the most, the team that's done the best in this competition. I consider this a big
time
game.
Winners, aren't they?
They are. They're pretty good at picking up this particular trophy. Mr. Singleton, hope you are well.
I've got to get the haircut. Look, I'm going great. What is this?
Yeah, you need to get the old.
Wow! Look at that.
Oh, well, we've been waffling away. Shall we get straight into it, old chap?
Let's go.
This is what I have put together. Let me just get rid of that. And go full screen with that and get rid of that banner at the bottom. This is what I suspect that Mr. Moyes may well go with. And Sharky, yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt.
We'll have a discussion in a little bit because I'm interested what people's perceptions are on exactly the magnitude of the game. But we'll get into that in a bit. I suspect he's going to stick Areola between the sticks because he's, other than the first game away to Dinamo Zagreb, he's put Areola in for every Europa League game since, and also every domestic cup game. So I'm not entirely convinced he's going to deviate from that strategy. But the rest of it, you look, now I should stress the West Ham and the Seville teams I put together last night. Now, there has been some news from the Seville end has come out So when I get the Seville team up, you're going to look and you're going to go, well, that player's injured and this player's fit and da-da-da-da. Listen, I put it together yesterday before certain bits of information come out. But anyway, but I think David Moyes is going as strong as he can. Back four, Cresswell, Zuma, Dawson, Johnson from left to right. Personally, I think that's the strongest back line he could put out right now. Some people might turn around and say, oh, yeah, but maybe Diop and da-da-da-da. I think that's the strongest lineup he could put out. That's my opinion. Declan Rice did travel, and I am of the opinion that if he's travelled, he plays. No ifs, no buts. Even if Declan Rice is 70% fit, for me, he has to play. We'll worry about the Villa game after this is out the way. But for me, this game takes precedence, in my opinion. Thomas Souček alongside him. Now, this is where you could make a case for a number of players. We know Bowen's out. He's out of the game tomorrow. He's very likely out of the game against Villa on Sunday. I think Lanzini will be in there, no doubt about it. The question is, who will be on the left, who will be on the right of him? I've gone with Fornals because I just think his work rate, I think possibly even his knowledge of some of these players will be absolutely beneficial to the team and to a positive outcome. And I think that Nikola Vlasic might well get an opportunity, possibly on the right of the offensive midfield three, and then Michail Antonio up top as the striker. Now, you could make a case for Said Benrahma. I don't happen to think he's going to be utilised tomorrow. But you may think differently, Duke. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're nailed on, mate. I think you've nailed it. I don't see. I don't see. I see Lanzini starting because of his ball retention. I don't see that Sharky, I'm afraid. There's something about whatever's gone on between Moyes and Benrahma after the substitution.
Yeah.
I don't see much behind it.
I do think that when he had that little chirp off as he was coming off, I think in a funny way, I think he signed his own escape from the club.
Well, if what's to be believed today is a possibility that he's up for sale. Yes.
Who? Young Freddie Potts.
Freddie Potts, right? Okay,
well, he's the only Potts. Well, I don't think it's Steve coming out of retirement.
Well, no, it weren't the fact. I thought Steve Potts had travelled with the first team as like a coach or something. That's what I thought he was getting at for a minute.
No.
Obviously, he's a youth team coach, and he's Steve Potts.
I think he's the assistant manager of the 23s.
Yeah, that's why I thought when he said, "What do you make of him travelling?" I was thinking, who else from the under 23s has gone then that would warrant?
Sure.
But no, okay.
I'll go with Freddie, Rob, unless you can come back and tell me that I've got that wrong. But I suspect that it's young Freddie.
No, you probably haven't. He's obviously overthought things.
No. Listen, if he might well come back and say we've sacked David Moyes and Steve Potts has taken charge. I don't know. I could be wrong. Listen. Sharky says Benrahma ahead of Vlasic. Listen, it could happen. I'm not an in the know. I am just an average, regular, run-of-the-mill guy who happens to co-host a YouTube channel with yourself, Duke. I don't know anything more than the commoner garden supporter. I really don't. I'm just looking at things. This is just my opinion. Steve Potts at right back, maybe. Listen, I'll tell you what. No, I don't think he'd get in ahead of Johnson, but I think he'd get in ahead of Fredericks. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't let Kieran say that.
Yeah, the youngster. So Freddie Potts. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think. Listen, that is a strong an 11 I think we could put out. Like I say, yes, you could argue maybe Benrahma over Vlasic, but I don't think that's as far away from our strongest 11 that we could pick right now. As I say, yes, we've got players out injured. Bowen. Bowen walks into that team, no doubt about it, ahead of Vlasic, done, but he's not. Would Kufal get in ahead of Johnson? I think on current form, no. I think on current form he doesn't, but I know that people could make a case for it. Okay, fine. That's an opinion. Some people might say Fabianski ahead of Areola. Some people might say Diop ahead of Dawson. Listen, it came out today. I don't know if you've heard this. Dawson's been playing with an injury for a good while.
Yeah.
Injections.
Yeah, something flashed up on my phone. I've been working all day. Joe's just gone down to cover me for 45 minutes to 6 hours, depending on obviously how long this takes. And yeah, something flashed up on my phone. I haven't had a chance to read it. Obviously, I've been doing a bit downstairs. I've got the weekend to try and get myself ready for as well. And
yes,
it flashed up. I was like, makes for some interesting reading. The fact that he's been getting in ahead of Diop. After taking injections, can't be too happy.
I'm sure the injections are quite legal. I'm sure there's nothing dodgy going on. Just got to get that out there. In case anyone thinks we're saying that he's taking something dodgy, he's not. It's probably a cortisone injection or something like that along those lines.
It's going to be
along, but
all above board, isn't it? Yeah.
But I'd be reasonably content if that's what David Moyes kicks out tomorrow.
Hey, he sticks that out tomorrow. And we're still in the tie after 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. I really do believe that. If that 11 turn up and play to their best, to the best of their ability,
Botox injections.
I've got nothing on that one.
No, I can't come back at you, Sharky. I'm just like, yeah, maybe, whatever.
Yeah, if they turn up,
filling out. If we see him filling out a little bit and looking a little bit more sort of
smooth,
yeah. You're looking a bit younger, Craig. You look like you're about 20. What's going on?
Sammy can't play like it. No, if they all turn up to their ability, Rob, that 11 there, how great are they? Jesus. If they all turn up, top of their ability, we come home with we come back to London Stadium. Ahead in the tie if they all turn up and perform to their best. Now that team start, we're in the tie after 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. We're in the game over two legs. There's no two ways about it. I'd be pleased if he puts that team out.
Yep.
Over the moon.
Let's move on to the Seville team, shall we? Now, as I say, before you look at it, guys, yes, I know what you're going to say because there's been news that's come out latterly. Let me just go full screen with that. Fernando, I've put him as the holding midfielder of the three. The former Man City player, he's out. He isn't in the squad tomorrow. As I say, I did put this together last night, but that is possibly 10 of the 11 players I suspect you might see. Now, one other player that is in the squad and may possibly occupy one of the front three roles, and I'm hoping to goodness he doesn't, because he always scores against us, Duke, is Anthony Martial.
Oh, Tony. Right, my concern is, can we keep Cresswell away from their number 9? I don't want him catching anything. Clear that up.
Yeah, I
away.
That. Yeah.
Keep him away from that fucker. I'll tell you what. Are you missing a name there that we were linked with? Or have you decided he's not fit or what? What's happening?
Which name of which you speak? Is it you speaking of Youssef En-Nesyri by any chance?
That's the one.
Well, the reason why I've gone with the lineup that I've gone with is because I don't know if you're aware of this, but En-Nesyri's on a bit of a barren run at the minute. And I'm wondering whether Julen Lopetegui might actually go with Rafa Mir instead of En-Nesyri. But as I say, Martial coming into the equation might mean that instead of Mir, it's Martial. I don't know.
Yeah, he can stay away.
Yeah, he always scored. Like I say, that sort of like little intro, the last game, he actually scored the final 2 away goals, which often gets overlooked.
Well, I'm looking at that, and obviously Rakitic was the young lad.
Oh God, yeah, he's quality.
Was once a young lad. He was at Madrid, wasn't he, for a while?
Was it Madrid? No, I thought it was it Barca, wasn't it?
Oh, Barca. Sorry. Yes, Barca. Hey, there's a strange man in the chat. I haven't seen that name for some time.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing, mate?
Good evening, Squire.
Hope you are top of the morning and things are treating you well over there, my friend. It's been a while.
That just caught me on the off. I seen his name pop up there on the screen. And thanks, shout out Paul Foreman. And Mini Fridge. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think we've got a chance in midfield though.
Yep.
And you've got the flag wrong under the number 8. That's meant to be a Scotland flag. And if he's playing, I'm a little bit worried about some headbutts and shit flying in.
No, that's the different Jordan, mate. Different Jordan.
That's not Joe Jordan.
No, that's not Joe Jordan.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry, I got that wrong.
No.
All right, no worries. And is that the Is that?
I believe it's pronounced Juan or Joan.
And there's is Jesus is the old city fella, isn't
he? have you seen? He's having a little pop, but I think he might also be referring to a guest that Jake had on earlier. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, have you ever heard of Senra Hunter?
Right. Yes, I saw something that you put on Facebook.
Yes. A very knowledgeable lady in the realm of La Liga football, it has to be said. And it has to also be said that she's a lot easier on the eye than you, me old son. Just saying.
Well, Richard seems to think so. So up yours, Rob.
Yes.
Thanks, Rich.
Well, Richard's got eyes that work perfectly well. So
Let me just flirt with Richard down the camera. Right.
No.
Enough of that shit.
No. Where's my bucket? Right. Okay. So like I say, Fernando, he's definitely not in. As I say, I put this together last night, so it is what it is. But Anthony Martial may possibly occupy.
Mate, they're a good side, aren't they?
Whatever team they put out, listen, they know how to win this tournament.
Of course they do.
Let's not kid ourselves. 6-time winners.
Did they beat United? Did they beat United?
Yeah.
No, that was last year. They did. The Villarreal beat United at one point as well, didn't they?
Was it? Hang on. Oh, do you know what? Yeah.
No, Villarreal beat United. Was that last year or the year before?
Yeah. I'm getting. Yeah, but didn't Seville beat Man United a year before or something?
Yeah,
I'm sure they did in the semi-final, but no, whatever.
Just want to agree with what Mark has said. He wants 2 things from tomorrow: to come away still in the tie, and no issues before, during, or after the match for travelling fans. Yeah,
that's the worry, isn't it?
Something did crop up that their ultras are a bit they're a bit tasty, and do like to go looking. So yeah, again, to reiterate what Mark says, there's no trouble, and stay safe if you're out there.
Yeah, a load of our fans went to the Betis game earlier on. They were playing Eintracht Frankfurt in their Europa League game, and a load of West Ham fans have gone to that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. No, I hadn't understood
photographs. So, yeah, of course. Who's their manager?
Yeah, it's
Mr.
the pleasant
Pellegrini.
chap. Yeah. I did see that Mr. Bose.
Mm-hmm.
Old Bose turned up at the Bernabeu, I believe.
Yes, I saw that.
He's got some pictures up of that, which I quite like. And Stell's gone, hasn't he? Stell from West Ham Network.
Yes, he didn't look in great sort of like happy spirits this morning. He was like a crack of dawn.
No, I mean that's understandable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean let's not dick around. That's completely understandable.
Yeah. Let's next slide, please. This is the squad, that has been confirmed. And as I say, you'll note there that Fernando is not amongst it, but Martial is. Yeah, I mean, you look at that squad, and like I say, you've got Navas, who used to be at Manchester City, and Nesri, who we've been linked with quite heavily. As I say, he's on a little bit of a Barron's bump. You know what's going to happen tomorrow, though, don't you? He's going to score tomorrow. He's nailed on for it. Put a $5 on down at Paddy Power. Other bookmakers are available. Rakitic, as I say, from his time at Barcelona, quality player. Koundé, quality player. So they've got some real talent on the pitch, and we need to be respectful but not fearful. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Spot on. I mean, you could go there in a little bit of awe. Of course you could. And I'd be surprised if some of the players don't have, a little bit of, oh my God, look at this player sort of thing.
Yep.
The likes of, Glenn Ben Johnson, coming there and seeing, the likes of, Navas, guy you probably watched playing for City. What I mean? The likes of Rakitic you saw at Barcelona. So, even a couple of the youngsters, on the bench, it can be a little bit not intimidating, but be a little bit, jaw dropping and kind of a big experience for them. I just hope they stay focused on the game.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, Tommy. And Nesri may well start up top. As I say, the only thing I sort of factored in when I was putting my 11 together last night is, like I say, he is on a bit of a barren run, and I was like, is he possibly going to sort of like stick him on the bench and maybe have him as an impact sub later on? Maybe. I mean, listen, we're going to find out tomorrow. It's a 5:45 kickoff. So is it team sheets normally come out about an hour before, don't they?
Yeah, we should have the lineup around.
Sissy and Ada. Could have been worse. It could have been Zippy and George or something. I don't know.
Hey, enough of that shit.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I have to say, we should have team sheets out by about 4:45 tomorrow, between 4:45. I, Roberts, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow.
Haven't decided. Depends upon what time I finish work.
I've got company.
Is it who I think it is?
It's two people that you might believe it might be.
Budgie and Happy?
I have the Smuggler and the Haps popping up tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you're about and want to...
I may well do. I'm not exactly sure where I am tomorrow, but I'm usually buzzing around Southeast London, so...
Yeah, you're over this way, so maybe, pop in and...
I got a funny feeling that I'm finishing up around... Last I looked, I'm finishing up around about Charlton, which is not far from you.
Ain't too far, mate. That's a short hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, and yeah, he has been struggling with, as Tommy says there, Martial's not expected to be fit enough to start. But I say again, a hell of a good sub to bring on if it's a tight match, and it's like 15 minutes to go. That's a bloody good sub, isn't it, Duke?
Yeah, mate. Don't. I know we wanted him for a little bit during that transfer window.
I'd have taken him.
And I was like, shit.
I'd have taken him all day long, mate. He's a decent finisher. He's pacey, and that's one thing that defenders hate coming up against is someone with raw pace, and he's got it. So, Rob's asking a question.
Is it after the game we're going to karaoke? No, we have karaoke on the 20th. Is my first karaoke night here at the tavern.
Is that
next week? No, it's a Sunday. So next week is going to be something a bit rambunctious. So obviously Thursday is St Patrick's Day next week, and we have an Irish dance troupe and hopefully a singing duo within the pub. For Friday, I have my DJ.
No crap sort of Irish impersonators, because I'll tell you what, Irish Tommy will not be happy. It needs to be up to standard, mate.
No, they're good.
All right.
And then we have
taking a march.
Then on the Saturday we have a live singer, a young lad called Owen Davies. If you have Spotify, jump on, give him a listen. He has a very good voice, and I actually really do. I really do rate him. And then on the Sunday we have karaoke. So the 17th through to the 20th, we've actually got a lot going on. I've been set some targets. So do me a favour, guys, in the chat. If you can get here. Spend some money, help me reach my targets. That'd be amazing.
It makes sense, as Del Boy often said. Okay, so a little look, if we may, at our Europa League form, their Europa League form, which only consists of 2 matches this season because obviously they dropped down from the Champions League and went into that playoff round before the round of 16 here. So it's a win and a loss as far as that's concerned. In all competitions, however, it's 1-1 draw, lost 1 draw. However, they are second in La Liga. They're 8 points back from Real Madrid. So there is a bit of daylight, but they're ahead of Barcelona by 7 points, although Barcelona do have a game in hand. Like I say, this is a proper team.
Listen, I was one of the first ones to kind of sit a brick when the draw was made, because I was like, oh God, I was literally standing there going, yes, mate. I would have taken Barcelona ahead of Seville. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
I would have taken Barca over Seville. I would have taken Rangers. Seville make me very uncomfortable with regards to where they are, mate. They're experiencing this. As Tommy says, they're unbeaten in the league at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good side. Let's not dick around. They're a side that I would have preferred to have avoided. We haven't. We have to play them. So let's crack on. I'm confident of still being in the tie after 90 minutes, but we have to turn up. We do. There's no 2 ways about it.
Me, their area is obviously of their strength. If you look at their league this season, and I'm looking at it here, played 27 matches. Now, they've scored 39 goals. So offensively, I would argue that is not really a sort of like an attack that I'm looking at and going, oh, wow, they're in shit hot form this season.
Yeah.
Their defense, 18 goals conceded. That is watertight.
Yeah, that's. Oh, shut up, Rob. You're not making the defense for me right now.
It is what it is. That is superb defensive skills. So we're going to have to be, and the loss of Bowen is absolutely critical for me, because there is arguably our most our best offensive player this season, and it's just our luck that the game before he's out, and we're coming up a team that defend for fun.
Yeah. Listen, I'm staying positive. Rob.
Okay.
We're going to be in the tie after 90 minutes. So yes.
Okay. Well, let's get it out of the way then. What is your score prediction? And don't forget, I don't know if I'm sure you're aware of this. And actually, just as I'm about to, the words are about to leave my mouth, Tommy has just put it in the chat. There are no away goals rule. It used to be if you could nick a 1-0 or 2-1 away result, that was absolute gold. It doesn't count as much. It doesn't count this season. They've scrapped the away goals rule. So if we get an away goal and it's a 2-1 away defeat, we don't get, the old thing of the away goals counting double. Nope, not now.
No, I agree with Thomas. I think a 1-0 loss or even a 2-1 defeat would be acceptable. 2-1, 1-0 to 2-1 would be acceptable and definitely still in the tie. So, but like Peter says, we need to make sure our chances are taken every time we get them, really. I'm not talking half chances, but the clear cut. We need to make sure we're taking every clear cut chance we get.
Definitely. I mean, as I say, we had 3 against Liverpool and couldn't take one of them. If we get 3 tomorrow, we have to put 1 at least away to still be in with a chance come the return leg at London Stadium. If we don't, I mean, I would suggest I'm comfortable. I'm not happy, never happy with a defeat, but I am reasonably content if we can, as you said earlier, if we can go there and come away with no more than a 1-goal deficit to deal with coming back to London Stadium, I would look at that and go, do you know what? I actually think, and with Bowen, fingers crossed, coming back at that stage, I would be like, yeah, fine, no problem. If it's any more than that, if it's a 2-0, 3-1, 4-2 defeat, I start to get a bit concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I was Tommy's just turned around and said, well, Tommy, as you know, they struggle at set pieces. So listen, we were the top scorer in set piece from set pieces, I believe, and we're back up there again this season. So the likes of Suchek, Zuma, Dawson, Deck, Antonio. We've got some big old fucking lumps in that side that are willing to throw themselves around and put themselves into that mixer. See, I'll tell you, I'll be happy to go up against them.
Yeah. Just this little factoid that I've got up on screen here, Duke. Do you remember this game, Castilla?
No, I was.
This was the game that was played behind closed doors because there was crowd trouble. Douglas, hope you're well, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Hope things are well your side of the world. Great result on Saturday. I can't lie, but we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with not putting those free chance or one of those free chances away, as I said earlier. But I think you're going to run City bloody close. I thought that the title race was over a couple of weeks back, but you've reeled them back in. But yeah, this getting back to this Castilla, we played. There was crowd trouble in the first leg in Madrid, and we came back to Upton Park and they played the game behind closed doors. It was, I don't know if you've ever seen the footage of it. It was completely surreal. You've got this, it was basically like what we saw in lockdown, empty stadiums, echoing around. You can hear everybody's voices. And the story goes that apparently at half time, John Lyle's got the team in having a sort of like a half-time team talk, and someone's come down from the director's box and asked the players if they could mind their language, because all the sort of like the directors' wives and all that were up in the director's box and they could hear every word that was coming out of the players' mouths.
Oh, wow.
We won that game 5-1.
I don't see that happening tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, I would love it.
Oh, that is not good to hear, Douglas. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Hope you're on the road to recovery, though. That is not good. But anyway, so you're going for what are you saying? 2-1, 1-0 reverse?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't like saying that we're going to lose. I don't like making those comments. But I think, listen, a 1-1 draw is as good as a draw is as good as a win, in my opinion. If we lose 1-0 or 2-1, it's not the end of the world either.
No.
So yeah.
Just wheeling back, because I did have it up on the screen. I didn't answer it. Apologies for that, Pete. If it's level at the end of 90 minutes in the second leg, does it go straight to penalties? My belief and understanding is it's 30 minutes extra time.
Yeah,
that's my belief and understanding. Right. And if it's still level after that, then it's penalties. As far as I'm aware, that hasn't changed. It is just the away goals rule has been put in the bin, whether you agree with that or not. I mean, I used to think, Duke, I don't know what your feeling on that rule going is whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. The narrative was put forward by UEFA as to why they've scrapped it, is that if you had a team that had the away leg as their first match, then and they went and won 1-0, 2-1, the second game would just become a bit of a bore fest, and they just sort of like they pack, they just sort of sit back and play the old Italian catenaccio style of football, and come at us, break us down if you can. We're not going to attack you so much.
Yeah, it makes sense. But then we would have loved that. We would have played right into our hands. I think Tommy's got a point here.
Yep, 100.
I really do think he has. We're a top six. we're a bloody good team. We can match them. Yeah, he's got a point. Gave Liverpool a run for their money at the weekend. There's no reason why we can't do the same here.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I do think that sometimes we do ourselves down, and we're all guilty of it, because I suppose we've obviously grown up having years of underachievement, years of a little bit of promise that's been unfulfilled and all the rest of it. And I suppose after the length of time that we've been following the team, is you become a little bit cynical, and when you have a period of success, you've always got that little thing in the back of your mind sort of saying, it's going to go wrong in a minute. The wheels are going to come off. But I mean, we've been saying that for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
I was going to say that. We've been banging on about that. And I think one of my phrases during the midway point of last season was riding this until the wheels fall off. Well, they haven't. And all right, they've gone a bit wobbly over the last few months, but they haven't come off, and we're still there or thereabouts. Still in with shouts of a trophy, still in with another European place in the Premier League. So, yeah, mate, I don't want to get too excited. I got excited about the prospects against Southampton, about that we wouldn't ever go through. I don't want to get too overexcited about this,
Yeah. I mean, exactly what Tommy says there. We are a top 6 team. Yes, you could turn around and say, but Tottenham have got 2 games in hand on you and they're level on points with you and it's only goal difference and blah, blah, blah. Right now, we are a top 6 team. We finished last season a top 6 team. So we need to try and be a little bit more, we need to sort of like take to these arenas and actually feel like, you know what? We're not just making up the numbers. We actually deserve to be here. We're here on merit, for goodness sake. I mean, did you see the group stage? We flew through it. Let's be completely honest.
True.
Yeah. Here's a question for
you. Our season's a bit like Trigger's broom.
Yeah, it's had 17 new heads and 14 new handles. How the bloody hell is it the same broom? Well, I've got a photograph. What more evidence do you want? But yeah, now here's a question. It kind of ties in with this statement Tommy's making. Saying it's like a cup final to our players. How big a game do you consider this to be, Duke? If we sort of like say since 1980, because that was obviously our last trophy. If you exclude the Betway Cup and the Intertoto Cup and things like that, where do you put this? What would you say this is the most important game since? I mean, would you say 2012, 2006?
The most important game since it's the most important game since the last one. And listen, it might sound cliche, it is, but it's the most important one since the last one, and it's more important than the last one, but not as important as the next one's going to be. Every game between now and the end of the season, in my opinion, is crucial. You could say that we're in a situation where we're not going to finish any higher than etc. in the league. We should go all in for the cup. The cup's more important. But then so does if we throw all our eggs in that basket, a bit like we did when we sacrificed going up in 80 the FA Cup. I say sacrificed, it was faltering anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if you want, I mean that's the cliche answer that I've given you. It's not as important as the last one, but not as important as the next one. You know what I mean? But
I would say this is our most important game for 10 years. I think this is the most important game since that playoff final against Blackpool.
Yeah, without a doubt. That was, and listen. If Antonio wants to do a Carlton Cole and absolutely mash the keeper up in the last minute, for someone like Vlasic or Benrahma to come in and ping one as close to top bins as you can get top bins without it going over, please do. Please, if you want to react tomorrow night, reenact that final goal, and then I want to see and then I want to see Benny with his top off with traps like up by his ear holes. Did anyone notice that on the video at the start that you put in, Rob? Baz Tay's traps were like literally as he was giving it that, they were touching his earlobes. Like he's this.
I'm sure he worked out.
Or your wings. There's not meant to be anything in there apart from neck fat.
The old bingo wings.
Yeah, apart from neck fat. Like seriously, stop it.
Just because Tommy sort of like said in the chat, yes, PSG are 1-0 up at the Bernabeu, 43 minutes played. So PSG are 2-0 up on aggregate. The 13-time champions of the Champions League or the European Cup, whatever you prefer to term it as, they are staring down the barrel when the clock is ticking. Man City, on the other hand, they ain't really got much to worry about because they had a 5-0 advantage from the first leg in Lisbon against Sporting. 0-0, 45 minutes.
You say that, though. Did you not see Lewandowski's 11-minute hat-trick yesterday? 12-minute hat-trick yesterday?
Do you know what? George said something about Lewandowski earlier. That's the... How many seasons he scored consecutively? He scored 40 goals. Seven seasons that Lewandowski has scored 40 goals or more in a season. How many Ballon d'Ors has the geezer got?
Listen. He, for me, is one of the most consistent players, and by that, I put him up there alongside someone like Neuer, with consistency to their position. You know, a goalkeeper's never won the Ballon d'Or. I think Neuer should have been one of those winners. Lewandowski, for me, should have won it over Ronaldo and Messi last season. Yeah. I think he's an absolute... The word legend is banded around too often. Robert Lewandowski is a legend. Like, my God. And just think he could have been playing Big Sam long ball at Blackburn if it hadn't been for a fucking volcano.
Yeah.
So let's all just take a moment and say thank you to a volcano that Lewandowski wasn't ruined by Big Sam. That's all I've got to say on that, man.
I've got a question, and Tommy, I was going to bring this in as an opportune moment, but thanks for just reminding me. Duke, Tommy has a question. Game at 0-0 in the 90th minute, through ball splits their defence. Which player do you want 1v1 against their keeper?
Is there a chance? I've got a caveat to this. Is there a chance?
You're going to put an asterisk in, are you?
Is there a chance that they can be tackled with a defender coming back, or is this just a one-on-one with a goalkeeper? That's it. Because I'll be honest with you, part of me wants big Craigie Dawson.
What, on a one-on-one?
On a one-on-one with a goalkeeper. Look at his penalty against City, mate. That was a monster penalty, wasn't it? Like, he didn't fuck about and put his foot through it. That was Julian Dix-esque, right? There's what I'm thinking.
About the game tomorrow, not in the second leg, that it's 0-0.
Yeah. I'd take big Craigie D in there. Really? I'd also want if anyone but Antonio.
he's got to come good at some point, though.
He'll fall over his own feet, or he'll try too hard. Anyone, Fornals, after he's let me try and lift it over the goalkeeper with the weakest attempt at a chip that I've ever seen in my life, apart from me when I tried to play golf for the first time.
Do you know who I want? If it was the 11 that I put on the slide earlier, Declan Rice.
Good shout.
That's who I want.
Very
Declan
good
Rice.
shout. Yeah, Steve. Iris has said, Tommy said Lanzini. Mark says Lanzini, freshman Andrew Carter.
Yeah, could have.
Benny ain't a bad shout either, mate. Benny ain't a bad shout because he's got the talent and the ability. And Epic says definitely not Soufal, and I'm in agreement that definitely not Soufal.
Yeah, I don't think Soufal's anywhere near the pitch tomorrow. Richard, safe sleeping. Hope you have sweet dreams, etc., etc. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Safe dreaming.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have a nightmare or something. I don't know. You know, he's getting to that. But he's getting to that funny age.
Something wrong with you.
You know, things start to happen. So, you know, listen, it's just what I've been told. You know, you told me many times this. So, you know, when I get to your age, I'll find out.
You got to my age about 15 years ago, son.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, listen. Back in my day, we never had Crocs. Let's just get that out of the way.
Back in your day, you didn't have shoes.
That's not very nice. That's not very nice. So, anyway, guys.
Are we being joined by any chance, or are we not?
Well, I did send him the link.
He's too busy chatting to people in fucking chat.
I am older than him.
Significantly by about 27 years. I'm only 31. I've had hard life.
You're 3 years younger than me. Behave. If you guys want to get some the sort of like the
I'm not 84.
Score predictions in the live chat, please help yourself. Peach, you're there, and I did send you earlier on this afternoon the link to join us on this stream.
Is enough.
What's going on? We've been stood up. I mean, I'll tell you what, Duke, if you want,
no,
send him it again and see if you can send to Irish Tom. See if Irish Tommy wants to come on.
Just put it in the chat.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
Go on.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen? We get some undesirable in. Not I'm sure that anyone that's in the live chat is an undesirable. Let's just get that out of the way. If anybody wants to come on, join us. Irish Tommy, Peach, Sharky, any of you. If you want to come and join us, please do. We'll have a chat. We'll chew the fat, as they say. Hammerhead's going 2-1. 2-1. I'm taking it that's 2-1 to us, not 2-1 to them. That would be a brilliant result. I would absolutely, yeah. I'd be like, very confident of going through. Who would you like in the next round if we do get through? And I hope I'm not tempting fate, so I'm going to touch wood. But if we got through,
where did your round go?
Have a look, right? If you look at
Rangers,
let's. Porto 0, Lyon 1 was earlier on today, so they've got the advantage. Lyon and the home leg to come. Real Betis 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 2 was a result from earlier today. Leipzig have obviously got a bye to the next round because they were the lucky sods that got drawn against Spartak Moscow. Then tomorrow you've got Barcelona versus Galatasaray, Rangers versus Crvena Zvezda, or the team otherwise known as Red Star Belgrade. Braga versus Monaco, and Atalanta versus Bayer Leverkusen. Who would you take, assuming we get past Sevilla?
Leverkusen interests me.
Okay.
Rangers.
Because of your German connections?
Yeah, Leverkusen interests me. They've got who's the young lad that they got? I think it's Leverkusen who plays for Florian Wirtz. Woo! No, I want to avoid that shit. Rangers, Barca. To be honest with you, mate, I don't care. If we get through, we get through. I'll take anyone at this point. Oh, here we go.
Well, tell you what, before I bring you in, Peach, he's sitting there. He's curled. He's like a caged lion. If Moyes plays with wing backs, which is always a possibility, who do you want in those positions? Tommy says he'd go Cresswell and Fredericks. I half agree with you because I would probably say that if we're going to play with a wing back, I would say Fredericks is absolutely ideally suited. I'm not entirely convinced Cresswell's got the legs anymore to play that role. But who could play it? I think Fornals did a decent job there in the what's happened? What's he done? Has he? Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking at Peach in the green room. I didn't know if he dropped his phone down the toilet or something.
There's something wrong with him anyway.
Yeah, like I say, Fredericks, I'd say. Do you know what? That's the thing. If we played with a wing back, I suppose you'd have to play Cresswell by default, but I'm not entirely sure he's got the legs to play that role myself. But Paul said a 1-0 loss. Cheers, Paul. Love you too. Sharky's making a comment on your comment earlier about having a hard
Yeah,
life.
no, it's understandable, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not harsh. I'm just honest. 1-1, he says. Sorry, Gatesy, join you when what? I've put the StreamYard link in the live chat, Tommy. If you want to jump on and join us, please help yourself. No problem. Right, I'm gonna. Shall I get him in now? Shall I?
It looks like he's about to freeze his. Oh, it looks like he's about to freeze his young testicles off. Look at him.
Here he is.
Hey, Sabra, whatever will be. We're going to Spain, you see, to beat Sevilla FC. Hey, Sabra, whatever will be. We're going to Spain, you see, to beat Sevilla FC. We're going to do it, boy. We're going to do it.
Peach, how are you, my son?
I'm fantastic. It's like, honestly, I said it in the chat, I mean it. It's like Christmas Eve. And tomorrow's Christmas Day. And then when we have them back in our ways, it'll be New Year's. Like, this is one of the biggest moments in West Ham's history under the new regime. I'm so excited. Like,
Have you been? When was the last time you was as excited as this over a one match?
FA Cup final against Liverpool. Straight up.
That's big.
Yeah. FA Cup final against Liverpool. That's when I've been this most excited. Honest to goodness, and the playoffs that we had to get back into the Prem.
Leicester till I die. How you doing, Chris? Hope you are well. West Croc United.
What a bloke.
And if any of you guys
Duke,
haven't...
I love the hat, Duke. I love the hat. Like, you're rocking it. No, put the hat back on. Put the hat back on.
Are you in a garage or something? Peach, are you in a garage?
What's up?
Are you in a garage?
Kind of. It's like the garage to like
car park.
Yeah. Random things, random words.
Parking lot. It's in a parking lot.
You know what made me jealous today, dog? Gatesy, Can I talk to you like on some real to real?
Of course you can.
You know what made me jealous today, dog? I heard that Harry and Budgie are going to see this man right there. And I was like
Who and Budgie, be careful.
Budgie and Carrie, they're both going to see Duke.
Be careful.
Right?
She doesn't like it when you call her the K word.
Well, she called me today, so I got allowed, and she's like knocking man out about his crocodilus, and so like I can call her whatever I want to, dog. That's my G. She's my G, dog. But I'm so jealous. Like Frankel went to Las Vegas today. You got Carrie and Budgie going to see the boy there, the man there, the biggest man in Lewisham. Like, yo, oh my days. I wish flights weren't a matter. I'd be over there in a second, my G. In a second.
Chris has just wished us good luck and become the second English team to beat them in Europe. Same to you guys, because obviously Leicester are playing in the Conference League, I believe, aren't they? Is it Randers they've got?
Yes, Randy.
So. Yeah.
Check. I'm sure it's Randers.
What are your thoughts, Duke, on tomorrow? You have a feeling of confidence?
It's Ren. They're playing Ren, not Randers. It's Ren.
Oh, my bad. But Duke, what's your feeling and flavor on tomorrow? Are you feeling about it? You think we're a different West Ham that's going to face them? It's a team that people are scared of playing right now, and I think we get them on the counter, man. I really do.
Just don't embarrass ourselves. That's where I'm at. Let's just turn up. Let's do what we know we can do, and don't embarrass ourselves. You know, we have a habit of doing this. So just don't embarrass ourselves. Be in the tie at the end of 90 minutes. Be in the tie at the end of 90 minutes and hope for the best, really.
Can I ask Gatesy one thing? Who's your starting goal? Would it be Fabianski or Areola?
That is a really tough one. That is really
It
tough
is,
because
but it isn't.
Fabianski's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I don't know the answer to that question, but I will lay money that this fella will know the answer because there's not an awful lot that this fella don't know about West Ham. Irish Tommy, as I live and breathe.
Oh, yes, sir.
Evening.
How are you, mate?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, been a little
It's
while.
good to
Been
see
too
you,
long.
man.
Yeah. Good to see you, Peach. How you doing, bro?
Who would you start? Who would you start in goal tomorrow?
I'm not that fucking pushed, if I'm honest. I'm really not. I expect. Look, Fabianski's going to start. Yeah, Fabianski's going to start. He's clearly Moyes' number one. He's going to start.
I know, but for the distribution and getting the ball out, like to the outfield, like getting the ball out so they can do the counter attack. I think Sevilla's going to come at us, unlike Southampton and other teams when they're like, "Oh, this is what you got." I think Sevilla's going to come at us, and I think the distribution for the goalkeeper will be well important. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, look, Fabianski's distribution ain't the best, but that doesn't bother me too much. I'll tell you, look, I know there are some keepers that are, Ederson, that are brilliant with their distribution. I don't think Areola is brilliant at distribution. He probably is a bit better than Fabianski, but maybe I'm just a bit old school here, but I do not have a problem whatsoever with Fabianski playing it safe every single time and booting the fucking ball upfield whenever he's being closed down. He takes a touch, gets it out of his feet, boots it down the field. I'm fine with that. I'd rather see that than Areola trying to be too clever with the ball and playing it straight to a winger or a forward and putting us bang in trouble. I have no problem with Fabianski booting the ball down the field. I don't care if it goes out over the sideline on the halfway line for a throw into Sevilla. I'm absolutely fine with Fabianski knowing his limits and just playing it safe. So it doesn't bother me. Sometimes you see keepers trying to be too clever, ball is at their feet, and you think, Christ, he's going to try and do something here.
They think they're an outfielder, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And that gives me the shits every time I see it. Because I don't think Areola's that great at it that he can try to be Ederson. And I wouldn't want to see him going in with Moyes, feeling that Moyes expects him to kind of get his distribution right and keep possession and be clever. Because I watch through my fingers every time I watch a keeper trying to do something like that. So Fabianski booting the ball downfield suits me absolutely fine. I have never had a problem with it.
Yo, let me ask you about the midfield. Are we gonna go 2 or are we gonna go 3? Because I was talking to Budgie and he was like Lanzini, Souček, and Rice, but I was like more like
that wasn't me. That was not me. His battery must have died or something. Oh my god! Every time.
The YouTube servers just can't handle him. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm going to blame Vladimir Putin. It's probably his fault. Blame him.
It's a fair, it's a fair question.
Hang on, here he comes.
And that's why I think it'll be wing backs tomorrow. I think Moyes is going to try and load up that midfield. He's going to want to put 3 in midfield there to match up with their 3.
So who is the 3? Who is the 3, Tom? It's not like went away for a second. Who's the 3 you talking about?
Obviously, there's going to be Rice and Souček, and it just depends who he wants to drop back in there. He could go Lanzini, he could go Fornells.
Yeah, I think it's one of those two, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be one of those two.
But I think Fornells, he suits the European game, then you done seen it in the under-20s and that. I think he might be deployed on the left. I'd love to see, I was thinking Noble, in the middle of Souček and Rice, but then Budgie made a good point saying, Lanzini, he could play the number 10, but also drop back deep. So, I'm interested to see what Moyes has in store for more. Really am.
Yeah, I mean, Noble wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a good game against
he played well against
Liverpool,
didn't he, Tommy? He held his own. I thought he played phenomenal.
Yeah, he came on, held his own, played an unbelievable through ball to Antonio, which he should have buried.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, Noble's got the ability. That's never been his issue. He's a good player, Noble. And when he's in a game like that where he's coming on and he's able to sit deep, where his pace doesn't catch him out, his distribution is excellent. He obviously his experience counts for a lot. He knows how to keep the ball. He makes the right decisions at the right times. So in those situations coming on where his pace won't catch him out, where he's going to be sitting deep anyway, plenty of players around him. I don't know if I'd play him from the start tomorrow. I probably wouldn't, but because I do think in the first kind of 65, 70 minutes, I think we're going to need legs in there. We're going to need box-to-box players. But certainly if we see Noble, on 70 minutes, I think he can do a great job there for 20, 25 minutes.
No, he's never really had pace. Pace has never really been his game, even when he was a youngster coming into the squad. But he has a football brain that is a god. Like he still has it. People knocking him. He's like our Ryan Giggs. One man, one club, breathes and loves West Ham. Like I love his pieces, man. Honestly, this is his competition, and we need to win it for him, man. Like
it's not really
about that. Like
it's not really a pace question. It's just more mobility. Even though he's never had great pace, obviously when he was younger, he could do the box-to-box thing for 90 minutes, but he's just not capable of that anymore. So, but Moyes knows that, and Moyes uses him more wisely. And Mark, of course, knows his own limitations.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like you get right on. Right took the game against Kidlitz about the scruff of the neck, and you got him going box to box, which is lovely to see. Like center half, like the defensive midfield, and now box to box. Like it's mad. Do you think Rice is going in the summer?
No,
I don't.
I'll tell you what, the Rice thing is becoming a little bit of a dilemma now. Obviously, look, we all hope he doesn't go, but his contract is to the end of the 23-24 season, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think there's an option for an extra year though that we can activate, isn't there?
You're right, Nathan. You're right. Yeah.
Is there a 1-year option?
I believe if we activate, and why wouldn't we? It's to 2025, is my understanding.
Well, that's a relief because if that option wasn't there to extend it for a season, which obviously we would do, then we'd have a decision to make this season because you don't want a player's contract to run down too much. So if we let it go to the summer of 23, then we're looking at, okay, we've got 1 year left on his contract here, and if he ain't signing a new one, teams are starting to look at him now saying, no, I don't think we will pay you what you think he's worth because we'll come back in January when he's got 6 months left on it and he ain't signing a new contract and we're not going to get the value for him. So I think if that extra year wasn't there, I think we'd almost have to sell him next summer to get our full value for him. Otherwise, we put ourselves in a bit of a spot if we leave it another season. So if that extra year option is there, it takes that pressure off until the following summer.
Yes.
Hopefully, we can keep him into next season. And I agree. I think we will. I think he'll be here next summer or beyond the summer.
Me too. What's all this rubbish talk about Marcus Rashford for like 70 million and then like 200-300 quid a week? Like I'm not about that. I don't think he's rated that high. Just me. What are you guys saying about Marcus Rashford coming to West Ham, dog?
I think it's paper talk myself. I don't know about you boys. I don't think it's I don't think it's going to happen.
It's journal talk, isn't it?
I don't think we've got that money.
No, I don't see it happening.
Not for one player, anyway.
No, I don't see it happening. I don't think.
Nah, I don't want it to happen.
No, I don't think he's the kind of player that's on David Moyes' wish list.
Yeah.
Mind you, if in the summer Lingard comes in, I don't know. Does that is that link? Does that maybe sort of
not that sort of money, Rob? No. I think that's 70 million
quid.
What
they said 70 mil.
Listen, he's a good player. I don't think we're going to have that kind of money to spend on one player. That's probably our budget.
Yeah.
That's our budget sat there. And if you're going to go spend 70 million, it wants to be on players, plural, that are going to improve the setup, not just one. 70 million is a lot. It's a lot of money for us. The likes of Man, you can go spend 70 million on a player like Sancho. You know, United, City can go spend 120 million on deck if they need to. They did 100 mil on Grealish last year. We're not that kind of player, that kind of team. You know, we all
the likes of
but when we signed Haller and Anderson because it was
the likes of Newcastle will probably be all over it.
That would make sense. That would make more sense to me. So Tommy, you said in the chat earlier 1-1 was your score prediction for tomorrow. You're sticking with that, yeah?
Yeah, I think we're going to play really well tomorrow.
Brilliant.
You know, we're, like I said in the chat, you know, we're a good team, and I think you know, we downplay ourselves. Look, I know that Sevilla are a very good side, and they're the kind of kings of the Europa League. A lot of experience, a lot of good players, but we're not mugs. You know, we're a top 6 team in the Premier League. We give Liverpool all they could handle at Anfield at the weekend, and Liverpool are one of the. Liverpool must be, you know, on the European stage, must be top 3 team on the continent.
I'd say so, yeah, definitely.
So, you know, we gave them a great game, and we should have got something out of that. You know, we
without that,
3 great chances. So, again, like I said in the chat, I think our players are going to be buzzing for this game. I bet they can't wait for kickoff. You know, this is a big European night, away to, you know, a big European name, you know, in Sevilla. They're very, very highly respected, Sevilla, for what they've done in this competition. And they're second in La Liga. They're a high-profile team, and this is what our players want. This is why, you know, they put everything into last season. They wanted to be in Europe. They wanted to have these kind of nights. And I think they're going to be absolutely buzzing for this. I think our players are really going to be up for it. And I think they're going to play up to the occasion. I really do.
I agree.
And I think, just like we did at Anfield, I think we're going to give Sevilla their fill of it. I really do.
Yeah. And it has to be noted that their manager, Lopetegui, he's actually on record as saying we were the strongest team that his team could have been drawn against. I don't think I don't think he's paying lip service. I don't think he's blowing smoke up our asses. I think he genuinely.
No, I think he means
we are the strongest team.
I think he means it. Yeah, I think he'll have watched us. I mean, we're a Premier League team. Obviously, everyone watches Premier League games. I'm sure he's no different. He's well aware of who we are and the players that we have and what we're capable of. He'll have seen some of our results. I'm sure he would have been watching our game at Anfield. And at the end of that game, he'll be thinking, "Yeah, this is a bloody good team." You know.
Yeah. Well, he probably felt the same way I did when we drew Sevilla. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of going, shit. You can guarantee that there were Seville fans there doing the same thing, going, shit. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, yeah, they would have seen that tie come out. You know, obviously their name came out first out of the pot, and then they'd have seen West Ham, and they'd have thought, fucking hell, you know, that's a tough draw. That is a tough draw getting West Ham.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. Even though there's a big unknown because we're not used to these games. Yeah. So we, you know, in terms of a big European night like tomorrow evening will be, we're not exactly sure where we stand at this kind of level because we're unaccustomed to it. So we haven't seen our players come up in a European tie against the Sevilla. So we're not entirely sure. There's always going to be that kind of unknown quantity to games like this.
I suppose so
you'll always be a little anxious. Yeah, you'll always be a little anxious, and perhaps we're overplaying Sevilla a little bit in our minds as well. You know, because of what they've done in the competition and how much respect we have for them. But I think we do need to remind ourselves, you know, that we're a bloody good team too, and
yes, we are.
You know, and I genuinely feel optimistic. I think we're going to get a really decent result out there, and I think we'll give them a right game of it. And frankly, I think in the Premier League we have played against and beaten better teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we got drawn against them, I mean, you'll bear this out, Duke. There was a lot of people on social media that were going exactly what you said. Shit, we got Seville. We got the most successful team of this competition. And I was completely the opposite. I just said to everybody, this is a fantastic opportunity because let's not kid ourselves.
Oh,
what was that, Tom?
Sorry, Mbappe just scored a cracker, but he was offside.
Ah, damn it. But no, I said to anyone that was listening, I think getting drawn against Seville is, yes, it's a challenge, but it's a fantastic opportunity. Because let's not kid ourselves. If we put this team out and do it looking good, then we've got to be serious candidates for this. You know, because we will then be in the last
we would probably jump. I think we would jump to probably second favourites behind Barcelona.
100%.
Say so.
100.
And if we can avoid Barcelona in that quarter-final draw, anything's possible.
Do you know what? I'm not looking to avoid anyone. And if we're going to win this thing, we're going to have to play bloody good teams.
Yeah,
and you know,
I'd rather have them in the final.
Yeah, look, it would be a dream final. You know, obviously,
there you go.
It would be a dream final. But you know, I saw a lot of it on Twitter when we drew Sevilla. People saying, "Oh Christ, we have to play Sevilla," and it's like we're in the last 16 in the Europa League. You know, this is what I've dreamed of for years. A big European tie against a really good side like Sevilla that gets your adrenaline going. I didn't want the worst team, and I didn't want the worst team in the competition. That would have been a bit of an anticlimax for me.
Yes.
You know, when the draw came out and we got Sevilla, I was like, fucking yes, this is it now. Proper European night. I get to watch West Ham play a proper European tie against a really good, respected, highly rated European team. The atmosphere on our home leg is going to be absolutely fucking electric. This is all I've wanted for years. I was delighted when that draw came out. I wanted Barcelona or
I wanted Rangers, to be honest, but I'd love to see Rangers in the final.
I wanted Barcelona or Dortmund or, you know, a big tie that you could really get your teeth into. This is what it's all about. You know, this is why we wanted European football, so we could have these nights. So I'm delighted with this draw, and I'm absolutely buzzing for tomorrow evening. Can't come quick enough, and I'm glad we're on the early kickoff.
Just before we go too much further with the conversation that remains, Duke, I've got your message. You need to disappear off and play Superman, don't you?
Yeah, there's a few wrong ones that have rocked up in the pub, taking their glasses outside, ignoring Joe, so I need to go downstairs and deal with this shit. So it's probably going to take up the rest of my night. So I will speak to you two boys very soon, or three boys very soon. Tommy, thanks for coming on. Pete, you too, and I'll catch up with you all later.
Cheers, bud. Have a good one. Be safe.
Take it easy. Good night. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Casey, just to like switch up two things. Big up, Duke, love you, Duke. But just to switch up two things. What's your whole what's your, and you, Tommy, as well. What's your whole intake of the Ukrainian, Russian getting players on loan till April 7th? What do you think we should dip in that market and try to grab two Brazilians, Argentinians, Chileans that are playing in that league right now?
I'll let you go first, Tommy. You're the guest.
Oh, you're a beautiful person, Gates.
Yeah, look, I mean, if there's a player there that Moyes fancies, I mean, Moyes isn't going to go and sign someone just because the chance is there to do it. We've seen that in the other transfer markets. So, transfer windows, excuse me. You know, he had a month to do it in January, didn't get anyone in. I don't think this is going to change much unless there is a player at one of those clubs that he really does fancy and wants to sign, then I think he would go and try and get that player. But he's not going to go and sign someone, as we've seen, just because the opportunity is there to go get somebody. We've seen how fussy he is. So that will only happen if there's a player Moyes really wants. Then yes, we would see us go and try to get that player, I think. But I don't know
what type of player would you be looking at? Would it be left back? Would it be central midfield, or would it be striker?
Well, there's more than one position I'm sure that Moyes is looking at. Obviously, we know he wants to get another centre back. We need a striker badly, but as far as I'm aware, we've not been linked with any players in Russia
No.
or Ukraine. So
Yeah.
I don't expect to see us sign anyone, to be honest.
No,
I hope you do.
I'm pretty much the same as Tommy.
Yeah.
I can't remember during the January transfer window us being linked with any player from either of those two leagues. I rather suspect that if there was a player that David Moyes really, really wanted in the January transfer window that was at either of those two leagues, they'd have probably been in by January, and no one was. So I very much doubt that there will be a player that comes in. But if there's a player that he looks at and thinks actually he could fill a role until the end of the season, because this is essentially a loan. It's a glorified loan until the 30th of June or 1st of July, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but you never know.
Yeah, me either. I don't expect to see any signings. It would be refreshing if we could get a really decent player, like I say, even just to kind of pad the squad a bit. Even if it was like a really good backup striker till the end of the season, I think Moisey would go for something like that. If it's a loan.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Moisey's probably a lot less fussy about loans than he is about spending cash on a permanent signing. So it's possible we could see a loan or two, which would be great. If we could just pad the squad a bit. But again,
get a bit of inspiration going in the club, man. Like I'd love to see something happen. And honestly, Tommy and Robert, like Moyes got it really wrong with his purchases.
I thought my nan was here for a minute. I got called Robert.
Yeah, that's like me when they call Matthew Charles Henry Wren. Straight up. No, but like honestly, like I think Moyes has not been. He's been frugal, but I don't think he's got a signing wrong since he's been at the squad. Like he's kind of done well. Like with the signings.
Vlasic. I think Vlasic could be argued.
Oh no, Vlasic is going to be top quality, my boy.
No. But I'm talking I'm talking right here, right now. I don't think you can say that Vlasic has proven to be a success.
But you could say the same thing about Bowen.
Yeah, do you know what? I think
you could say the same thing about Bowen and Fornals. And Ben Rama. Like Ben Rama championship at best, but like Fornals and Bowen, they got like halftime results, man. Like they were itching to get on the pitch.
Benzema just scored, by the way. Real Madrid are back in this tie.
What's the score now, Tommy?
Squeaky bum time.
It's 1-1 on the night and 2-1 on aggregate to PSG.
Oh, my days.
How long we got left?
What were we just talking about? Goalkeeper trying to be clever.
62 minutes. So
100%. You just said that
not over.
About Areola, dog.
Yeah, just on Vlasic.
Yeah.
Here's how I feel about Vlasic. If you remember, at the beginning of the season, Lanzini was probably in the same boat as Vlasic. He was kind of out of favour, hadn't been informed for a while, wasn't playing well. Still didn't seem to have fully recovered from his ACL. And then the Europa League came along, and the Carabao Cup, and Vlasic and Lanzini.
John,
were playing lots of football. They were being played in the Carabao Cup. They were being played in the Europa League group stage. And they both, I felt, came on tremendously because of the games they were getting in those competitions. They played lots of football. And I thought Lanzini improved as he went. He just kept getting better and better and better. You could see his match sharpness was back, his match fitness was back, his confidence was coming back, his form was returning. And I thought Vlasic was doing the same. I thought Vlasic was blossoming because of those extra games. He was getting used to West Ham. He was finding his feet, and I thought he was improving all the time. The difference since we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup and the group stage ended, and we had this long break from the Europa League, was that Lanzini started getting into the Premier League team for West Ham. And he was starting games now in the Premier League, and his form kind of carried on from Europa and Carabao Cup. Whereas I felt that Vlasic wasn't given that same chance. He wasn't getting started in games the way Lanzini was all of a sudden. Excuse me. And so I think that's why Vlasic has kind of fallen off again. Because he's only been making the odd substitute appearance, usually fairly late in games. And so he's just kind of fallen off again, and he's kind of lost that match sharpness and fitness, maybe lost that bit of confidence. Whereas Lanzini has been able to carry that on because he's playing from the start in games. So I think Vlasic has been a bit unlucky. I think, had Vlasic been kind of kept in, especially when Benrahma and Fornals had lost form, if Vlasic had been played from the start of Premier League games the way Lanzini has been, I think maybe Vlasic would still be playing really well potentially and blossoming like Lanzini has. So I think he's been a little unlucky, Vlasic. But that's my thoughts on that.
No, I agree with that, Gatesy. What's your thoughts on Benrahma right now? Is he just like falling down the drain pipe? Like,
he's gone in with a 2-footer there, Tom. He's mentioned Benrahma. Oh, that's
you've lit the touch paper there.
Oh God. Mate.
But what's going on with him? It's like he dipped. He dipped. Like,
you want my personal
championship player at the best of him now, and I have so much hope for him.
There's two ways I can approach this. I can give my own personal opinion about him, Benrahma, the player, or I can tell you what I think happens from here. Ori David Moyes.
Give us both. Why not?
Okay.
Go on,
give you both.
You're having a laugh.
I don't think David Moyes fancies him.
No, me neither. Yep.
Do you think he's a Moyes signing?
He's not a Moyes signing.
Nah.
I don't think Moyes wanted Eberechi Eze. He wanted Eze bad, but he went, unfortunately, to Palace. And then I think Moyes grudgingly took Benrahma at a push because we could get
the last chicken in the shop.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
So I think he's going to be off in the summer. I think he's going to be offloaded. I don't think he has a future at West Ham. I don't think Moyes fancies him at all. I don't think he ever really did. And so, I think his time at West Ham now can be counted in weeks.
And Tommy, I'll tell you, like, I think honestly, Benrahma would do a good job at somebody like Villa or somebody like Leeds. I think he'd put his shift in and he'd be able to like play with like even back to Brentford even, but not West Ham. Like, we're looking bigger and better now. We got to focus upwards, and I don't think Benrahma is the boy that's gonna be able to do the tricks like Joe Cole, Payet, Tevez. I don't think he's not on that level, and that's the level we need to look at.
Yeah, here's where I am personally.
Yeah,
on Benrahma. Ability-wise, no question about it. Ability-wise, he's got bags of ability, just bags of it. But here's the thing: one of the things that frustrates me the most in football, and always has, is when you see a player with bags of ability who does not have a footballing brain. Yeah. And unfortunately, Benrahma falls into that bracket. He does not have a footballing brain. Far too often, he makes the wrong decision. He gets himself into some great situations and just far too often does completely the wrong thing. And I think that's where he falls down. And that's why he will never be a really top-class, top-level player. And that's what kills me about him. And that's why I think we need to move him on.
I think he has got a footballing brain. I'm going to slightly disagree. I think he has got a footballing brain, but I would say that he's not got the footballing brain of a Premier League standard player.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
Fine, we're kind of splitting hairs, maybe, but the result.
I think if he played in the Championship, he looked mustard for Brentford. I mean, my brother was raving about him for
the reason
season
being
or two
is,
before he came, but
with
he's
all
just not a Premier League player.
Yeah, with all due respect to the Championship, the reason being is you don't need to be as clever. You know, you have a little bit more time on the ball. you know, a little bit more space.
Yeah.
And that's why it suited him and why he lit up the Championship. But when you get up to the level of players that you're going to be playing against in the Premier League, where everything has to happen faster, when your decision making must be quicker and sharper, that's where he falls down. He does not have the footballing intelligence for the top level.
I agree.
And he never will, and that's why we need to move him on. It's like, let's take someone like Dimitri Payet. No, Payet was also more talented than Benrahma. But how often did you see Dimitri Payet make the wrong decision? What made Dimitri Payet a world-class midfielder for West Ham and Marseille and for France in the Euros? Was that not only did he have unbelievable ability, but his decision making, nine times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, whatever you want to say, was spot on. He played the right pass at the right time, took on the shot when it was the right thing to do, passed when it was the right thing to do, made the right pass, made the right decision. And that's what separates talented players who either become decent players and those who become top class, is what's in between their ears. And that's where Benrahma falls down for me.
And it's what you said, isn't it? Like that just those 1 second, 2 second time slots when he had that he doesn't have in the Premier League. That's the difference between brilliance and average. And he's better above average, but that's what makes the difference. 100.
Have you ever seen the speech, Peach and Tom, that Al Pacino did in a film called Any Given Sunday, where he says that it's all about the inches? Well, that's exactly what it is. Exactly what you say with Benrahma. It's those fine margins that are the difference between success and failure, and all too often, unfortunately, he's the wrong side of it. The only thing I would say in mitigation is that if he wasn't a David Moyes signing, and it's become apparent to him latterly that he wasn't a David Moyes signing, I'm not being funny. If you knew that you weren't flavour of the month with your boss, there's some people that would go, fuck you, I'm going to show you what I'm all about. And then there's other people that will go, fuck you, I'm not gonna sort of like show up. Yeah. So and I think
I don't know.
I'm in the latter camp.
I never ever got the impression that Benrahma wasn't trying to give it everything. I've never gotten that impression. It looks to me like he's always trying his best.
50-50s, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think that's an attitude problem so much as just being a bit soft. Felipe Anderson was the same. He was just a bit soft. I think that's softness rather than not willing to bother. I think he does track back. I think he does work very hard. I think he does try. I just think it's those 6 inches between his ears that lets him down. I think he did want to prove himself to Moyes. Now, I think you might be right at the moment, Gatesy, and I think maybe he's at the point where he's kind of given up trying to convince Moyes. I think he probably knows he's flogging a dead horse now. But up to now, I haven't seen an attitude problem as regards that with Benrahma. I think he has really tried.
Fair enough.
You know, he has tried, but you have people like Ben Johnson that goes on and just does what he's asked to do, and like that's a David Moyes player through and through. Honestly, like I've been quite really impressed with Ben Johnson. I never thought I'd say this, but I really have. Like I think Ben Johnson is mustard, man. I really do.
Got two questions in the live chat. I'll put them to you, lads.
Listen,
I'll start with you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Going back to the thing about Russia and Ukraine, Dejan Lovren's been mentioned. Would you?
He's playing where?
I don't know if it's the Russian league. I suspect.
Yeah, probably is. But
just as a stopgap, would that be a signing that would interest you?
Absolutely. Lovren's a good player. Has
Zenit. He's at Zenit St.
Petersburg. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would take Lovren. I'd have no problem. I'd be happy with that signing. He's got plenty of Premier League experience. I think he's still in his late 20s, if I'm right.
He's not 32.
Oh, is he that old? He's 32, but bags of Premier League experience. And to be honest, he's not going to come in and start. But if we had a Dejan Lovren for the rest of the season who could come in and be on the bench and could come off the bench, I think he could do a job. I think he'd be very useful as a squad player. And if he comes in alone till the end of the season, you've lost nothing. All you've done is added a good, experienced player to your squad that will be useful. So I'd be very happy to bring in Lovren. He's a good player, Lovren.
Peach?
I agree with Tommy. I 100% agree with Tommy. To me, Tommy, he sounds like a Fonte, whatever you say his name, the boy that we got from Southampton. He seems like a steady player like that can come in the back and like do two things.
Jose Fonte, baby. Jose Fonte. Oh.
And another question from Mr. Singleton. I'll get this to Peach first. Do you think Alan Irvine leaving has had an impact to Ben Rama's form as is being reported? I have to be honest, I've not seen these reports. So
no, either.
That's been something that
seems,
I haven't.
that seems a bizarre link.
Irvine left in the summer, didn't he? So and Ben Rama had a good start to the season. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just don't see the link there whatsoever between the two. So I would reject that outright.
I think that's. I say I don't know where you've seen it, Rob. I'm sure you've seen it somewhere. I haven't seen that before.
That's like saying, Casey, that's like saying that like our free kicks and our corners are gonna miss because like Naveen ain't doing his job properly. Like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe that, and I don't believe the link with Adam Irvine and Ben Rama. Not at all.
Fine. Okay, before we wrap this up, gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you to give your closing thoughts on the match tomorrow. Tommy, I'll come to you first.
Let's have it, Tommy.
As I alluded to earlier, Jules with us. I think we're going to get a decent result out there. I think we're going to play really well. Like I said, I think our boys are really going to be up for this. I think this tie is going to inspire them to play really, really well. I think we're going to turn up. I hope I'm right, but that's what I believe. And I think we're going to give them a right game of it tomorrow. Oh, fucking Real Madrid are 2-1 up now. It's 2-2 in aggregate.
Oh, my God.
Our missus just said something.
I think we're going to give them a right game of it tomorrow. I think we're going to turn up. Our players are going to be right up for this. I'm predicting 1-1. I think we're going to get a positive result. But I'm going to say this. I will not be in the least bit surprised if we turn them over. I'm going to put that out there. I will not be in the least bit surprised if we nick a 1-0 or a 2-1. I'm quite optimistic about this game. I really am. And I think even if we don't get the result we want and we lose, I still think it's only going to be like by the odd goal. It's going to be about a 1 goal. And we're still going to be right in this tie in the second leg. But I'm positive about this game. I think we're turning up tomorrow. I think, our big players, I think, are going to be inspired as well. I think Decker's going to have a fucking blinder tomorrow. I think Antonio will really fucking be up for this. He'll terrorize them. I'm really positive. I'm going 1-1 because I don't want to get too carried away because I know that they're a very good side. But I will not be in the least bit surprised if we come away with a good win from this. I'm up for this. The players are up for this. I really believe it.
Thank you for that, Tommy. And Peach, final word to you.
You know me, and I agree with Tommy. 1-1's a good way to go because it's like you're not like going over the crest wave. You're kind of keeping it in the middle. I think we're going to see an early goal, like 5 to 8 minutes, Benzema. 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. I think. What's that coming again?
Benzema just scored. Real Madrid.
Oh my God!
That's Pochettino getting the tin.
Yeah. 3-2 on aggregate to Real Madrid.
There you go.
Turned in 5 minutes. This game just less in 2-3 minutes.
And this is what I'm seeing with West Ham tomorrow, dog. This is what I'm seeing with West Ham tomorrow, dog. I see early goal, 5 to 10 minutes. Then I see a second goal, like 20th, 30th minute. And then I see us like maybe going 2-0, maybe 2-1, winning it 3-1. I see us winning it 3-1. I see us showing up, and I see us going into the second leg of it, all comfy, cozy. Get into the next round. Let's have it. Come on, you on.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying.
Gatesy, what do you think? What do you think, Gatesy?
I've actually said I think we're
Gatesy!
gonna listen. Shoot me down in flames. I actually think we're coming away 2-1 defeat.
Yes.
I think a 2-1 defeat, but I think it will be a 2-1 defeat that we can look at and go, we got at these buggers, and we get them in front of 60,000 mad, rabid West Ham fans. Crank that atmosphere up on a Thursday night. I'll be there and really sort of like recreate that atmosphere that we had the beginning of the season against Leicester. If we can get that atmosphere going, I'll tell you what, I fancy our chances massively. Maybe we might not win tomorrow, and I'm absolutely comfortable with that. So long as it's no more than a 1-goal disadvantage. When it starts becoming a 2-goal disadvantage, I'm looking at it and going, oh, if it's 3 goals, now I'm panicking.
I don't see that happening at all.
I mean, we don't tend to concede a lot of goals. They don't tend to score a lot.
Sevilla, yeah?
I'm going a 2-1 win to the home team tomorrow, but a performance that we can look at and go, we've got their number. We've got their number, and we crank that atmosphere up at London Stadium, get it like it was for that opening home game against Leicester when we done them 4-1, and everybody said, oh, the spirit of the Bolin, it's back, sort of thing.
It is back.
That we will need it in that second leg if we're a 2-1 deficit going into that. We will need every supporter to be, forget what you think about GSB, forget what you think about should Benrahma play, should Vlasic play, forget about all of that bullshit for 90 minutes or whatever's required. Just get in that stadium, sing your hearts out, transfer your energy and your positivity to them, and let's roar them home.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine?
He's saying 1-1. I'm saying 3-1. Yo, it's on the cards. And what you just seen at Real Madrid, it's on the cards. We can do them. Imagine we leave with a 3-1, come back to London Stadium. Yo, we just got to put in the effort, and we're on to the next round. This is like, oh, come on, Tommy. Come on, Gatesy. This is the biggest time in West Ham from years, dog. Like, we could do 2 things. We could win this whole thing up. I ain't even playing. I got butterflies inside me, dog. Like, we can do this shit, man.
Yeah, you've just got me thinking there, Gatesy, about next Thursday and the home leg. It's just going to be absolutely electric. You're going to be under the lights. We're going to have those flames,
pyros.
The pyros going off. Yeah. And just imagine that atmosphere, the players coming out.
Yes!
Bubbles echoing around the ground as loud as you've ever heard it.
Oh, God.
The bubbles blowing all over the pitch. Players are just goosebumps, bro.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yes, sir.
You get those moments
during... Like I said earlier.
Like I said earlier, that's why I was so happy when we drew Sevilla, because this is what it's all about.
Yeah,
you want a big European night, big atmosphere under the lights. This is what how long have we waited for this?
And I'm not being funny. If we'd have got one of the, with all due respect to them, but one of the lesser teams, like a Braga, for example.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd actually be more concerned of us getting turfed out by a team like that, because there might be that little bit where we might underestimate them and sort of whereas we're not going to underestimate this team. They're 6 times winners. We're not going to underestimate them, so we're going to bring our best game.
Yeah, when you're playing a team like Sevilla,
the West Ham is coming there now. They're scared of us, dog. They're scared of us. Every team in Europe is scared of us, dog. Like, yo, we're playing good football, man. How do you mean? We're gonna have them for lunch, brunch, dinner, and tea, dog. Straight up.
Peach, have you been on the Sunny Delight again? I've warned you about that.
No, I'm just happy. Like, I've been waiting for this since 2006, dog. Honestly, like, this gets my blood boiling more than anything. Like, I can't wait for tomorrow. I've been checking my calendar from Monday, and it's like I just want Thursday to come. Like, I'm so proud of West Ham. I'm so proud of how they put two things down, put two things together. I'm so proud of how they're playing. And every team in Europe is scared of us. And it's about slipping time.
Yeah, but like you said, Gatesy, you know what? When you get a big tie like this, a team like Sevilla, it does focus the minds of the players.
Yes.
You know, there's
Yes.
going to be no complaint. There's no room for complacency. It's not going to
Yes.
happen. You know, it's exciting for the players. They'll be up for it. They know it's a big
It's
challenge.
exciting for us because I've talked to like two other people and they're like, "Oh, we want a weak path to get to the finals of Europe," and I'm like, "No, we have to play the best. We have to play the best of the best to like get to win that competition." And everybody wanted, "Oh, this team or that team," and "Oh, we'll get an easy ride by." No, thank you. I want to play the best. See, that's like playing the best in Europe. Let's have it. Let's have it, man. Like, we're ready. We're ready. We are ready.
Only thing I'm gonna. Sorry,
Gates. No, go ahead, Gatesy.
No, please.
I was going to jump ahead, so if it's about tomorrow night, go ahead.
No, crack on.
Just an interesting question for you guys and for everyone in the chat. If you're in the chat, can you put your answer in?
I love it.
If it came down to a penalty shootout, in the second leg. Now, let's say that Bowen is back, as he's expected to be back, and he plays in that game, so he's on the pitch. Who are your 5 takers?
Good question, Gatesy first. You go first, Gatesy. You go first. You're up there.
In no particular order.
Yes.
Cresswell.
Yeah.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Lanzini.
Zuma?
Hold on, you'll get your turn, but you get your turn.
No, I'm just asking.
Hang on. Hang on. Let me Peach.
Let
him think, Peach.
Right, where did I get to? I said Cresswell, Dawson, straight in.
Yep.
I'd say Lanzini.
Yep.
I'd say I'm gonna go Ben Rama because he took the winning penalty against Man City. So I'd want him as one of my first 5. It's a toss-up between Thomas Souček and Declan Rice, in my opinion. I'm probably going to go Souček.
Okay, yeah. And for the record, I think we would be very good on pens. I think we've got a lot of good penalty takers. My 5... Noble has to be first. I know you said in no particular order, but he is
idiot.
He is.
Gatesy, what did you do?
Yeah, Noble is our penalty specialist. You put Noble on that first penalty, he's putting it away, and we get off to a good start.
Drop out Souček for Noble, definitely.
There you go, Gatesy. Wicked.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I think I'll forgive you, Gatesy, because he doesn't play as much now, so you tend to use it difficult maybe. But no, Noble's got to be first up in any penalty shootout. The order after that, I don't care about. So Mark Brown's got Noble, Cresswell, Lanzini, Rice, Dawson.
Yeah.
So Noble, my 5 anyway. Noble, Cresswell, Souček, because Souček is a penalty taker, actually.
He is, yeah.
So, Noble, Cresswell, I think is great on penalties. Souček, Bowen's got to take one. Really great striker.
No, he won't be fit, dog. He won't be fit. Oh, at that second leg. Yeah, okay, go on. Yep.
Yeah. And after that, I'm going to go Lanzini. Those are my 5, I think. Yeah.
Okay. You know who I'm starting first, dog. You know who I'm starting first. I'm starting Antonio first, dog. I'm starting Antonio first. Rose Ed to like row med. I'm starting Antonio first. Then you're gonna see Souček. Then you're gonna see Cresswell. Then you're gonna see then you're gonna see Dawson, and then you're gonna see Noble. That's fine. I think Johnson will bury it. Did I say Lanzini? If I didn't, I meant to. Yeah.
Start again. Gather your thoughts. Start again.
Okay, I will. Antonio, Lanzini, Dawson, Cresswell. Oh no, hold on. Oh no, Antonio Pizzoff. Antonio Pizzoff. So now we got no. Hold on. Now we got. Who do we got? We have Cresswell, starting it off Cresswell, and then we have Dawson, and then we have Suchek, then we have Cresswell, then we have Noble.
Yay! We got there.
5. But
Finally,
yeah,
I know.
To be honest,
Finally.
I think if it goes down to penalties, we've got a right chance because we've
Oh,
got. I think
big time.
we've got
Big
a
time.
lot of good penalty takers.
Yeah.
In the back line, I'd even fancy Zuma to stick one away.
Way
Yeah.
playing at the minute.
Yeah, in the
I
back line.
wouldn't either. I hear that. Yeah. Like if it went to
Yeah, in the back line, I would definitely 100% trust Dawson to put one away. We've already seen him do it. Trust
And
Cresswell to put one
Cresswell.
away. I would trust
And
Rice and
Cresswell,
Souček.
man.
I would trust Rice and Souček to stick him away. I would trust Bowen to put his away. I would trust
Cresswell.
Lanzini to put one away.
Cresswell, dog. Cresswell.
I would trust Ben Rama to put one away.
No, Cresswell. Shut up. Cresswell is like he's the dead ball specialist.
I put him in. I said Cresswell. Fucking hell.
I didn't hear that.
I would trust Vlasic to put one away.
Me too.
Antonio, I think, would very likely put one away.
Me too.
So we've got a lot of players there where if they step up, I'm not thinking, oh Christ.
Oh, Hammerhead. Have you ever heard of Julian Dix?
Yeah, Hammerhead. What do you want?
No, left-footed players are the best. That's just my opinion. Left-footed players are the best, 100%, hands down.
He's never heard of Julian Dix, quite clearly.
Might be too young.
Yeah, that's it. Us old farts.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if it went to pens, lads? I mean, just the nerves of a penalty shootout against Sevilla in the second leg.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, I'd be watching it from behind my couch and through my fingers. I just would not be able to handle it whatsoever.
Yeah. But the thing is that the players have got a bit of experience of it because of that Man City game. It's a penalty shootout at London Stadium. Shit or bust time. So that experience against Man City could stand them in good stead should that come to pass. I'm hoping that it doesn't get that point. I hope that we get tomorrow out the way, get the 90 minutes of the second leg out the way, and it's comprehensive.
Oh, 100%, Gatesy. 100%. Yeah. Like the penalties it's a lottery, isn't it? But like I still think, like Tommy said, we have it in our bag to do it so. Like we have it in our bag to do it so with trust me. Trust me.
While we're talking about the tie as a whole,
listen, man.
What do you think we're going through? Like, do you think we're going to knock Sevilla out?
Yeah, I do.
I think it'll be tough. I think we'll have if we're going to dump them out, we have to bring our absolute A game over the entirety of this tie.
100%.
I don't believe that David Moyes will leave any stone unturned, and barring anyone, God forbid, touch wood, anyone getting injured or suspended from between now and the second leg being concluded. Exactly what you said, Tommy. We're sixth in the Premier League. We finished sixth last season. We qualified for our group with consummate ease. We're here because we deserve to be here. We're not here because we fluked it. We're here because this is where we belong.
Yeah, listen, I would put Liverpool on the continent of Europe in the top 3 teams.
100. And we almost turned them over.
There's no question about that. Liverpool are one of the best teams in world football, top 3 in Europe.
Yeah.
And we beat them earlier this season at our place.
Yeah.
And we gave them all we could handle at Anfield last weekend.
Yeah.
And I we should have at least drawn that game.
And
we
that
could
was
have
without
beaten Liverpool.
Declan Rice.
And that was without Rice. And with Bowen going off injured.
Yeah.
So, let's not talk ourselves down here. We're a fucking good side. And
we are.
We've beaten better teams than Sevilla.
Yeah.
100%.
And this season. So I don't get the fear of Sevilla.
Me neither. Everybody said
it's probably
everybody said that we were punching above our weight last season. We're not punching above our weight. Like Gatesy said, we're here where we belong. We're playing good football. We're passing the ball around well. You got man-to-man like running off the ball well. We're playing well with a very thin and depleted squad, but we're doing that. And you got to give it up to them. Like, honestly, the backroom staff is freaking brilliant. And I praise them all day long. Honest to goodness. To goodness.
Yeah, so I'm like both of you. I'm very positive about our chances
Me
in this tie.
Me too, Doug.
And I think, like you, that I think we're going to dump Sevilla out of this cup.
Casey, who do you want to face next round? Let's talk next round already. I'm being that stupid. Who do you want to face next round, Doug?
Right. Let me have a little look.
I answered. Obviously, we
who
don't
would
know
I
who's
like?
I
would like Rangers next.
Me too.
Because
yes,
I in an ideal world, I would like to save the prestige name till last. I would love.
So you want Barcelona in the final? You want Barcelona in the final, Doug. I know you.
If we could turn Barcelona, not being funny, if we turn Barcelona over in the final, that's there on record forever.
Magic.
You can look back at that. You can say to your grandkids, I was there.
Whatever. Of all the teams that are left, I said it in the chat because he asked it earlier. I'd love to get Rangers because it's going to be that whole Battle of Britain in the newspapers. The red tops are going to be all about Battle of Britain, all this stuff. The Rangers game would be massive. Massive. Maybe not in a European sense. Maybe people on the continent wouldn't be, particularly excited about it. But if you take, in the UK, I mean, it would just be absolutely huge game. And that would just be a brilliant atmosphere at Ibrox. I mean, just unbelievable. Night up in Glasgow. I mean, that would be incredible. And obviously, it's very easy for our fans to go to as well. So that would be amazing. But Barcelona in the final would just be a dream. Can you imagine West Ham, little old West Ham playing Barcelona in a European final? And do you know what? If it does pan out that way, if you think about Barcelona's colours, we're almost guaranteed Lanzini's going to score against them because he always scores against Palace. So Lanzini's definitely scoring against Barcelona in the final if we get there.
Sir.
That's it.
Yes,
right,
sir.
Chaps, I thank you very much.
I gotta show you. The West Ham United star. But then my uncle, who's like an adopted uncle, he's from Glasgow. He don't gave me this because they're the only like Scottish British team, dog. And I want to do them in, dog. How do you mean? Look at that, the jeers, dog. How do you mean? Glasgow. Yo, I want to do them in, dog. Have some of this, Rangers. Hey, I dropped my phone again. You get what
PSG are gone. They've been dumped out by Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's Poch getting the tin. He's gone. He'll rock up at Old Trafford in the summer, won't he?
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to hit end credits, chaps. I said I would be wrapping up, and I think I said that about 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we better do it before Peach gets back.
Oh, Jesus! He's buggered off and left us, Tom. What can you do? So, anyway, Tom, I really do... Oh, hang on. He's back. I'm going to wrap it up now.
I had like a sticky thing on my
Listen, I don't want to know about your sticky thing. Yeah, you leave that where it is.
Oh, use a sock like everyone else, will you?
Yeah.
You know how many socks I gone through, dog? But that's the team. But I love to take these boys out.
I told you, Gatesy. I told you had your chance. Now we're
I'd love to take these boys out, dog. Honestly, it would be a piss up. It would be a beautiful day. We can do it. And then get Barcelona in the final, and you're right, Lanzini scoring 4-0, scoring. We got Europe.
I think he's excited, Tommy. I don't know. I might have be misreading it, but I think he's excited.
Honestly, I'm so excited. Are you guys feeling it? It's in your blood. Everybody's calling today.
Peach.
Yo.
No.
Do you mind if I end this broadcast at any point?
No, I want to keep talking about West Ham in Europe, dog. This is big.
Do you?
This is big. Yes, this is big.
Okay.
This is like massive to massive to massive to more.
Am I going to have to put you on the naughty
We got
step?
you.
Am I going to have to put you on the naughty
I
step?
warned you, Gatesy.
Am I going to have to put you on the naughty step? Peach, final warning.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited. On it, I can't hold it in. On it, like when tomorrow comes. Oh, Gatesy, you have to do a watch along tomorrow. Honestly, like you have to do a watch along tomorrow.
Gatesy. Peach is lit when we're
not even
Watford.
Not even lit.
Shush. Peach is lit. Peach is lit.
I'll put him on the naughty step. There you go.
Yeah, Peach is lit when we're playing a Premier League game against Watford. Like, this is too much for him. This is too much for Peach, man. He's Sevilla away, Europa League, last 16. Can't contain himself.
On something.
And listen, if we walk away with 3 points, boy, I'll show you this. I will be doing backflips off like the top of my building, dog. Like, there might not be no Peach after like Thursday night, dog.
There's no points, Peach. You're saying 3 points. It's not points.
No, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We get 3 points. Like we get the win. We win 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. Imagine if we turn them over like 4-1, 5-1, dog. It can go on. It can go on, and we might do it. And Tommy's right. I do get excited about the Watford matches, the Norwich matches, all them things. But this is a different kettle of fish. Oh my days! We're going to Spain. When was the last time West Ham United was in Spain? Honest.
1981.
Thank you. And what was the team? And you said that early in the stream. Yeah, you said that early in the stream. Yep. I caught that.
Can I end this broadcast now, Peach? Is that okay with you?
No, but you got to do what you got to do because I talk for hours. So you do what you do. But no, I want to talk.
And before we go, a message to Sevilla: you're swimming with sharks now, fuckers.
Yeah.
On that, we will end it. Cheers, boys.